plaintiff, Natasha Dwyer, says the defendant used to work for her at a deli, and he was a terrible employee who not only argued with customers, but commented on their weight. Natasha's suing the defendant today for a loan. Defendant Matthew Schwarnweber says while working for Natasha, she was not only having sex with a coworker in the back room of the deli, but she also claimed she was having sex with Matthew. Matthew's countersuing for defamation.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I have known the defendant since childhood. And first of all, I have to say he's a very great father, but he was a horrible, and I mean absolutely horrible employee of a sandwich shop.
That is not true,
that
sir.
I used to manage.
Absolutely not true.
How so?
He was very opinionated. If customers didn't share the same views as he had no qualms about telling them that they were
How many times did you call and ask me to come back and work for you?
Or lying.
Let her finish.
Along with the views, he had no qualms about maybe telling a heavyset customer that they don't need double meat.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Or that
Your Honor.
I don't believe that, sir.
or that the diet
You've
Coke.
done that before.
No.
Have you commented on any customer's appearance?
Never.
Yes, he has.
No.
Go ahead, ma'am. What else?
He was very bad with customer service, so eventually I did.
Yeah, I guess so. If he called
accommodate him.
Can I ask
to the
why I was
back
never
room.
fired? Why I was rehired three
That's
times?
a good point, ma'am.
Why was I rehired 3 times? 3 times. Why?
One time because I pitied you.
No.
One for pity. She said she rehired you for pity.
3 times.
What about the second time?
I was never fired. I quit.
At the same time, he knew that I was there to let him go.
No.
But
I
you
quit.
can't. You
weren't
allowed
there
him
that
back
day,
again.
woman.
Both phrases.
Let's get on. What else you want me to know before I allow him to give some background?
Well, eventually, after I accommodated him into the back room where I kept him away from
Hold
customers.
on. This is a family program, ma'am. I don't want to know
I'm not
how
to
you.
that point yet.
I don't want to know how you accommodated him in the back room. No,
We'll get there. We'll get
He
there.
was not
Let's
put out
move
front
on,
with customers
huh?
after that.
Pardon me?
He was not out with customers very much.
I know
after.
that's right. He was waiting in that back room from then on. Sir, how did she accommodate you in the back room? I'm just curious.
She claims that she stuck me in the back room and that's where I worked, but I worked open to close Saturday and Sunday every week. So how was I in the back room when I'm the only employee there? I started working for her in about March of 2008. Right away, it became obvious that working there was quite like going to a gossipy high school. She ran around every morning, oh, such and such said this, such and such did that. Come to find out, a couple months after working there, she's actually sleeping with my friend in the back room of the...
I know about that back. You don't have to tell me.
Exactly. Trying to put it on
She
me.
was
which
accommodating your friend in the back.
She's done this before, too.
She said she was also accommodating you in the back.
The whole time she had a boyfriend who we all thought was a great guy. And one day I start hearing, whispering that get shut up real quick when I come around the corner or something. So I asked my buddy, another coworker, what is the deal here? And he tells me that she has said things to a female employee who repeated it to him that I was being accommodated in the back room. I don't mean to be disrespectful, Your Honor, but she looks like Miss Piggy and it's not gonna happen.
He only wishes he was Kermit the Frog.
It did not ever happen.
All right. Let's hear about the loan. I'll get him back for you in a minute. I promise you. I promise you.
Even after things at the sandwich shop went wrong, I tried to remain friends with the defendant. There was times I cared about his family. I cared about his 2 little boys. There were times when he needed groceries, cigarettes, soda to be bailed out of jail. And I was always there for him.
She was.
So on November 11th, 2010, he came to me and he explained to me that his van was going to get repossessed. And this was his family vehicle. And I didn't want to see that happen. So the next day he showed up and he told me that he only needed $275. I spoke it over really quick with my fiance and we agreed to loan him the $275, which I do have the copy of the check, Your Honor. And it does say a loan for Matthew at the bottom.
When was he to repay?
We actually had never set up repayment. There was a couple times I asked him to repay, but I do have to say, Your Honor, he came to me and told me that Christmas time is a really hard time having 4 kids, and I understood.
Your Honor, I gave her $65 on the 20th or the 21st of December. On the 7th of January, my birthday, I got a $75 check from my mom which I took to her on the 8th. I've given her a total of 65 plus 75.
There's a calculator over there. Figure it out, Matt.
I don't even have to say anything about you. You just said it all.
Your Honor, she asked me to pay her back because I had no job.
Ma'am, he says he gave you 65 plus 75.
No, sir, that's not true.
Has he given you anything?
No, Your Honor, he
He
has not.
sounds very specific, ma'am. Just can't add.
Let's see who's living in reality.
Well, you do speak well, but you can't add. But I'm about the same, so don't let me criticize you. I can't add either. I'm still trying to figure out what 75 plus 65 is.
Criticize away.
All right. Now, your counterclaim for defamation is for $1,000. How so?
I finally got a new job in
The back room.
April. No, this is the front. This is actually going to be. They were going to try me out up front again to see how I did.
Go ahead, sir.
But I started in April at another sandwich shop that was owned by different franchisees. My first day working there, within my first hour, she walks in. She has no business being on this side of town in this area. She doesn't know people who live there. Nothing.
He told me I could.
I did not tell her I worked there. She shows up and buys a sandwich, and on her way out the door has a quick little couple-minute conversation with the owner.
Not true, Your Honor.
I come in the next day, and I'm informed that another restaurant owner, she's the only one I know, has made a complaint about me and made it sound like I shouldn't probably be trusted around the cash register.
And that's the result. He dismissed you.
Fired me that day.
Ma'am, did you go to the sandwich shop in which he worked on his first day?
Yes, sir, and I did tell him that I was coming in.
Why did you go?
Because at this time, he was still my friend. I was happy that he had a new job. I told him I was going to come in, let him make me a sandwich. He said no problem. He did not have any problems with that.
Did you speak with the owner at all?
No, sir.
Did you ever find out why he was fired?
Rumors, but I don't know a definite reason why he was fired.
You didn't ask him?
We have been unable to speak.
Since that day.
Okay, ma'am, you said you were friends.
Yes.
Remember you just told me that?
Yes.
You said that's the reason you went.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the next day he was fired and you didn't discuss it with your friend.
Eventually, after I accommodated him into the back room where I kept him away from customers.
This is a family program, ma'am. I don't want to know how you. I don't want to know how you accommodated him in the back room.
Plaintiff Natasha Dwyer is suing her former employee, who claims Natasha lied and told his co-workers that she was having sex with him.
I believe she defamed you. What she said makes no sense. She says that she went to your job because you as a friend invited her there. Just coincidentally, you were fired the next day. Yet she doesn't ask her friend why he got fired after one day. That doesn't sound likely. $1,000 for the defamation counterclaim and $275 for the loans, in which I believe you. So what's left for him?
$725.
$725 is left for the defendant. Have a good day.
Not true, Matt. That's illegal. I wouldn't do that to you.
Make sure Frankenstein don't hit me. I admit I owe the money.
He just doesn't want to admit to his wife that his mouth messed him up another job. He was my friend. Why would I get him fired? He owes me money.
That's my question. The same reason she sent me to jail in 2009 when I was supposed to go on vacation.
He's paranoid. He thinks that everybody's out to get him. He would rather stay at home in his own basement because he's scared to be outside.
I'm outside now. This isn't my basement. I don't live here.
And you want to hurry up and get home and lie to your wife some more.
It's on TV, stupid.